Usually when I build a fire that I'm going to smoke over, cook over, you want to build the base of the foundation of the fire itself with a couple of pieces of wood like this. This is maple. It's probably about a year old, so it's dry. You don't have to use dry wood for these. Sometimes it's better to use green wood. That way it lasts longer. And then the other thing is, depending on, I have some mulberry here, good to smoke with. It's a fruit, you know, it gives your meat a good flavor. This is all maple. If you have any friends that do flooring, hardwood flooring, piece of hickory, hardwood flooring, they're cutting this stuff out, throwing it away. As long as it's untreated, it's perfectly good for smoking and cooking over. So these two are going to be the pieces that I use for the base of the fire. Okay, let's go over the basics of building the fire in the pit again. More than likely, by the time you have a pit like this, you're going to know how to light a fire. I'm kind of shocked at how many people don't. You want the two round pieces because the round will burn slow. If it's green, that's okay. And then the other thing, if you look at a piece of wood and it has a bump out like that, that'll keep them from rotating and rolling. So put those to the outside. Spread it apart about as the width of what your kindling is going to be. Doesn't take a lot of paper. I usually only use about 4 pieces of newspaper. Crumble it, put it in the middle. You go out in your yard, you start collecting all the stuff that's dropped through the winter. Doesn't matter, all year round. The maple trees up here are always dropping little twigs like this. It's amazing that the trees live as long as they do. They're constantly dropping and shedding stuff. Perfect for this. You can cook over that. It's maple. It's going to give good flavor. Most of the time I'm cooking with cherry, hickory, apple, stuff like that. Today it's going to be apple. We'll get this going and let the maple burn down. You can actually use pine if you want to for this, because by the time you're cooking on it, that's going to all be gone. It's going to be just embers. There's going to be no flavor, no smoke from it. Let's get this going. Again, heat, fuel, and oxygen. You got the heat, you got the fuel, you got the oxygen. The thing with keeping the oxygen going, crisscross stuff. Don't get it all bundled up into one little area. Let it breathe, let it get going. This is some nice apple wood. The apple's what I'm going to be cooking this spatchcock chicken over. Now, I've renamed the spatchcock chicken because apparently people can't hear that phrase without laughing like a 13-year-old boy. So I'm calling it roadkill chicken because when you're done with it, looks like a truck ran over it. I already smell the apple. Walk on over here. Well, hello, Mr. Chicken. Took this out of the fridge. It marinated overnight, kind of soaked there with the rub. Garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, sea salt. That's all you need. Good flavor. We've got this burned down a little bit. It's putting out a good amount of smoke. Apple wood that you can go, if you're near an orchard anywhere near your house, you can usually get clippings in the fall or in the spring when they prune the trees. Usually you can grab some for free. Sometimes they charge you a little bit. Well worth it. Really good smelling smoke. All right, the grill's heated up pretty good. Scrub it down. Spray some non-stick Pam or something like that on it. Here we go. Here comes the Spatchcock roadkill chicken. Just lay it right out. Lay it right out on the ground like a loudmouth in a bar fight. bone down. The majority of the time it'll cook on that side. Probably 3/4 of the time it'll be on that side, bones down, and then flip it. We'll give it a check in probably, I would say, about 20 minutes. All right, this has been on this side for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Give it a turn and see what happens. Cook it on the bone side longer than on the breast side. That's good advice in all forms of life. Well, there you have it. Spatchcock chicken. Or I will call it roadkill chicken. Flat like it got run over. Apple smoky deliciousness. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor. Hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, you cheap bastard.